Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir. Yes.
Let's start from the place where we stopped last time. And this is our usual time. And please follow the timetable currently we have. Then, if there is any change, I'll let you know. Okay. And for me, this is the link I'm using for all the classes. Okay. And it is a recurring Zoom link. That means you can use it for every maths class. Okay. පැහැදිලි නේද? මගේ මේ link එක තමයි මම දිගටම use කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේ time table එකේ තියෙන time එකට ඔයාලා usually join වෙන්න. වෙනසක් වෙනවා නම් මම කියන්නම්. හරිද? Can you see the presentation? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think this is the place where we stopped last time. We talk about decimals, and I think we have discussed these things, and we can convert fractions to decimals like this. And here is this is the way we are writing it. Okay, then I think you have the idea about it, everyone. Then we compare the decimals. That mean greater than or less than. Okay. And we did some examples as well. And we did rounding as well. We rounded some example here to the nearest tenth, the nearest hundredth. Then we did addition and subtraction for decimals, placing them and write them in vertical manner. Then we did that addition and subtraction, and I did something as well. And this is subtraction. You are trying to ask something. Okay, this is what we have to start today. It's about multiplying decimals. To multiply two decimals, we have to follow these steps. First, multiply the decimals as if they were whole numbers. First, we can think it as a whole number, and we can forget the decimal place. Then find the total number of decimal places in both factors. Then, however, we have to count how many decimal places for both numbers. Okay, Then third part is insert a decimal point in the result from step one so that the answer has the same number of decimal places as the total found in step two. Okay, this thing. First we have two numbers to multiply. Then we can forget about the decimal places. Okay, and multiply it and get the number. Then what we have to do is we have to count how many decimal places were there for the multiplication. If there is three, then we can keep three decimal places in the answer. Okay, okay, that's the way. By doing example, you can understand it. As example here, uh, what's this mean? This is equal to 5.9. This dot mean we know it is multiplication. 3.4. Then step one says multiply the decimal as if they were whole numbers. Then first thing is we can forget about decimal places. Then we multiply this as a whole number. When we forget the decimal place, here it is 5.9 become 59, then 3.4 become 34. Is that clear? Then what we do? We get the answer. What is the answer for this? Can you say? I don't have calculator.
2006.
2006. Okay. Then what we do? Then we count the decimal places at the first place. Here, how many total decimal places in these two numbers? Here, 5.91, 3.4, another one. That means altogether two decimal places. Then we keep the two decimal places in this answer. How? Then when we keep one, it is 200.6. When we keep two, it is 20.6. It is here we have two decimal places in both numbers. Then here we can keep these two decimal places and we can get the answer as 20.06. Is that clear? මුලින් කරන්නේ මේ තියෙන ගානේ decimal places ටික අමතක කරගෙන ඉන්න multiply කරනවා ඊට පස්සේ එන answer එකේ අර තියෙන තිබිච්ච total decimal places ටික තියෙනවා. හරිනේ? පැහැදිලි නේද? Okay. Here, can you tell me the answer for this? How can we do it? First, this bracket, this round bracket mean it's a multiplication. It's like this 1.3 into 0.005. Then what we do? We can forget the decimal places. Then we can multiply 30 into 5. What's the answer? 65.
0.006.
Yeah. Here with the whole number is 65. Then how many decimal places are there? Here 3 and here another one 4. Altogether 4. Then what's the answer here? We have to keep 4 decimal places here. Then 0, we can write 65 here. Then when we keep 1 decimal places, it is 6.5. 2 decimal places, 6. 3 decimal places, we have to keep 0 here. 4 decimal places, we have to keep another 0 here. Then the point. Okay, this is the answer.
Yes.
81.
Yes, sir.
Then this one, it is like 2 multiplied 72. Then the answer, we know, is 145. Then how many decimal places are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 decimal places. Then our answer is 144. Then we have to keep 5 decimal places. When we keep 1, it is 14.4, 2, 1.44. When we keep 3 decimal places, 0.144. When we keep 4 decimal places, 0.0144. When we keep 5, 0.00144. This is the answer. Okay. That is okay. You can try this one later. Last one. Then let's talk about dividing a decimal. Divide the decimals as if they were whole numbers. As we did for the multiplication, here also we can consider them as a whole number and do the calculation. Then find the difference in decimal places between two decimals. Then here, previously we could count the total number of decimal places, but here we count the difference. Okay, then insert the difference decimal point in the result. මෙතන මොකද කරන්නේ divide කරන එක පළවෙනි step එක we forget about the places and do the division. Okay, then here we count the difference between between uh, decimal places in two numbers. Yeah, numbers දෙකේ තියෙන decimal places වල වෙනස තමයි අපි count කරන්න මෙතන. Then insert that difference in the result. Okay, let's do this example. Then this is the example given. Then what we can do, we can consider this as two whole numbers. When we consider it, we have 7,168 divided by 28. Okay, then we can do the division. What's the answer when we do this? Can you say?
256.
256. Okay, then what we should do, as it is said, we have to count the difference of decimal place. They can difference decimal places or difference එක ගන්නවා. එතකොට මේකේ difference එක කීයද? අපේ 28 වල තියෙන decimal places කීයක් තියෙනවද? 28 වල 0 එකක්වත් නැහැනේ. 28 කියලා තියෙන. එතකොට ඒකේ decimal places ගන්න 0. Here how many decimal places?
2.
2. Then 2 minus 0, 2. Then here difference in decimal places is 2. Okay, then we have to keep that two decimal places in the answer. That difference, decimal places difference එක තමයි අපේ final answer. මෙතන ආපු whole number division එකෙන් ආපු answer එකේ අපි තියන්න වෙනවා. So two decimal places අපි මෙතන තියනවා. When we keep 2, what's the 5, 6. පැහැදිලි නේද? Okay, පැහැදිලි නේද? Is that clear to you? Okay, then can you tell the answer for this? What we should do here? We can consider this as two whole numbers. When we do, it is like 2,592 divided by 36. What's the answer for this?
72, sir.
72. Then how many decimal places in these numerator here, four decimal places here, two decimal places. Then the difference, 4 minus 2, 2.
2.
Difference is 2. Then the answer, when you keep two decimal places, 0.72. Okay, that's the way. The same thing here, you can do it later. Then here, we are going to write fraction as a decimal. You know, these are example fractions. Then how can we convert these fractions to decimals? To write a fraction as a decimal, divide the numerator of the fraction by its denominator. As example, how can we write this as a decimal? We have to divide this 3 by 4. When we divide 3 by 4, we have to keep 0 here. Then we have to make 0 here. Then 30 by 4,
7.
7. Then 28. Then 2. 0. Then 24. 74. 0.74. Okay. Answer for this, it is 0.74. Then this one,
0.625.
yes, 0. I'm not going to write these are very simple things. 0.625. Then this one,
3.5.
this one,
3.5.
3.5. Okay, like this, we can convert these fractions to decimals as well. We know this fraction mean, this fraction bar mean it's like a division. This 3 over 4 mean this is we know this is equal A divided by B. Okay. What about the answer for this? 6 divided by 11. Here we have some negative marks as well, but when we do the division, when we convert it, we forget about the sign and do the calculation, and at last we can keep the negative sign. What's the answer for this?
0.545.
545.
It's continuing.
You can see what's the answer actually.
Negative.
Sorry.
Negative 0.545.
No, yes,
It's continuing, sir.
yeah, it is continued. It is we can't say like that exactly. We can't කියන්නේ අපිට හිතුන තැනින් නවත්තලා කියන්න බෑ. මොකද මේ වගේ එකක් මේක endless. ඔයාලට පේන මෙතන pattern එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ කොච්චර දිගට කරත් මේක දිගටම මේ 5 4 කෑල්ල එනවා. හරිද? It is repeating, recurring. We call this kind of decimal numbers as repeating decimals. This is the repeating decimal. පැහැදිලි නේද මම කියන එක? ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ඔයාලා කොච්චර දිගට කරත් මේක නවතිල්ලක් නැහැ. මේක endless මේ විදිහට තියෙනවා. ඒකට අපිට මේ හිතුන තැනකින් මේක නවත්තලා කියන්න බෑ. හරිද? ඒතකොට this is recurring. කියන්නේ ඉවරයක් නැහැ. ඒතකොට how can we write this? කොහොමද අපි මේ වගේ එකක් ලියන්නේ? අපි දන්නවා දැන් මෙතන pattern එකක් තියෙනවානේ. Here we can see there's a pattern here. 0.54 54 54. This 54 is repeating. Okay, then we can write it as like this. We can keep a bar. Okay, this bar mean this below the bar value is repeating after this. Okay, then මේ වගේ short කරලා අපි ලියන්න පුළුවන් මේ විදිහට. හරිද? By the way, when you do the calculation, you do some mathematical calculation, you can neglect these numbers to some extent. It's depend on your calculation, or else you can round it off. You can round it off. Then if it is you are going to round it for 10th decimal place, then what's the answer? It is 0.5. To the 100th decimal place, මේක අපි වටයනවා කියන්නේ අපිට මේක මේ විදිහට ලියන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? හැබැයි අපි කැල්කියුලේට් කරනකොට කොහොමද කරන්නේ? මොකක් හරි කැල්කියුලේෂන් එකකදී අපිට මේක කැල්කියුලේටර් එකක ගහන්න බෑනේ මේ විදිහට. ඒක මොකද කරන්නේ? අපි මේක round off කරලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්, නැත්නම් මේ fraction එක විදිහටම තියන්න පුළුවන්. I forgot to record this. If I am forgetting record, please remind me, okay? At the beginning of the class.
Recording in progress.
පැහැදිලිද මම කියන එක? දැන් මේ වගේ නම්බර් එකක් තියෙනකොට අපිට මේ වගේ මේක ලියන්න වෙන්නේ. හැබැයි අපි මේක කැල්කියුලේෂන් එක කරන්න යද්දී අපිට මේක මේ විදිහට මල්ටිප්ලයි කරන්න බෑනේ. Then what we do? Then we can keep it as a fraction for the calculation. කියන්නේ මේක ලොකු එක්ස්ප්‍රෙෂන් එක මේ වගේ එකක් මල්ටිප්ලයි කරනවා නම් අපි fraction එක විදිහට තියෙන එක තමයි හොඳ. එතකොට මේ decimal places මේ එන එක අපිට ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එතකොට එන ආන්සර් එකේ error එකත් අඩු වෙනවා. දැන් මේක round off කරලා අපි ලියන්න ගියොත් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මේක පළවෙනි දශම ස්ථානයට round off කරන්න ගියොත් 0.5. එතන ඊළඟ decimal place එකට round off කරන්න ගියොත් එන්නේ කීයද? 0.6. එතකොට error එකක් එනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ දෝෂයක් තියෙන වෙන ආන්සර් එකේ. හරිද? එතකොට හොඳම වැඩේ තමයි මේක fraction එක විදිහට තියෙන එක ආන්සර් එකේ. හරිද? පැහැදිලිද මම කිව්වේ? Is that clear to you? කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි මේක අපිට multiply කරන්න හරි මොකක් හරි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට හිතන්නකො ඔයාලට එනවා මේක 300 multiplied by this. කියන්නේ දැන් මේක ඔයාලා multiply කරන්න එක ඉතින් මේක දිගටම ලියලා ඉන්නත් බෑ. ඒකට හොඳම වැඩේ මේක multiply කරන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලට 300 multiplied by 6/11. මේ විදිහට තියුවොත් කිසිම එකක් නැහැ, දෝෂයක් නැහැ. හැබැයි මේක මේ විදිහට මේ round off කරලා මේ කැලි අඩුවෙන් multiply කරන්න ගියොත් එන ආන්සර් එක 100%ක්ම හරි ආන්සර් එක නෙමෙයි. පැහැදිලි නේද මම කියන්නේ?
Yes, sir.
And remember this as well. Then this one also you can check. I think this is also some repeating decimal. You can check it later. If you have any question, you can ask, or any unclear thing, doubtful thing, you can ask, or you can send a message to the chat box, or you can raise your hand. Anyway, you can ask question. Okay, this is about decimals. Then we move into another topic, and it is about percent. Percent, what's that mean? Single word.
Pratishat.
Yeah, pratisata. Okay. A percent tells us the number of parts per 100. You can think of percent as the numerator of a fraction or ratio that has denominator of 100. In percent, we always keep 100 at the denominator, and it is between the ratio between uh, numerator and denominator. Okay, but we always keep the denominator as 100 to count this percent. Simply say the percent means parts per 100. Parts per 100. Then the word percent is formed from the prefix per, which means ratio, and the suffix cent, which comes from Latin word center, means 100. Percent, percent. This is how that word comes. Per mean ratio, cent mean 100. Then that simply mean the ratio per 100, like that. Okay, that's how that word comes, and the idea about this. Then to understand it much clear, I got some figure here. You can see in this inside this rectangle we have 100 smaller rectangles. Okay, then out of that 100 unshaded rectangles, here we have seven unshaded rectangles. Then shaded one are 93. Okay, then we can indicate it as a 93 shaded rectangles out of total 100. So අපිට මෙතන තියෙනවා 93ක් තියෙනවා shaded වෙච්ච ඒවා. මෙතන total තියෙනවා 100ක්. Then we can write it as 93 out of 100 as a ratio here. Then as a percent, we write it as 93%. So ඔයාලට පේන මෙතන 193ක් shade වෙලා තියෙනවා. පැහැදිලි නේද? That's the idea about percent. Then unshaded areas, we have 7 rectangles. Then it is equal 100 minus 93. Then 7% of the figure is not shaded. So අපිට කියන්න ඕන මේකේ 7% shade වෙලා නැහැ, 93% shade වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා. පැහැදිලි නේද? That's the idea, as simple as. Then that percent is not limited to less than 100. We can go beyond 100 as well. Then here you can see we have some area with 100% shaded. Then we have another area with 21% shaded. Okay. Then all together we can say that for this 100 plus 21% is shaded, and that means 121% shaded. When we consider it is related to this first area, කියන්නේ මේ පළවෙනි area එකට සාපේක්ෂව 100ට 120 එකක් shade වෙලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපිට පේනවා මේක percent කියන එක හැමතිස්සෙම 100ට අඩු එකකුත් නෙමෙයි. කියන්නේ අපි මෙෂර් කරන ලිමිට් එකට වැඩියෙන් ගියොත් ඒක 100ට වඩා වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, you will get the idea much clearer with the coming slides. පැහැදිලි නේද idea එක? Okay. Then let's write percent as fractions. Yes. Are we able to use calculator at the campus? Yes, you can. You can use the calculators. Exams as well. Then writing percent as fractions. To writing a percent as a fraction, drop the percentage symbol and write the given number over 100. Then simplify the fraction if possible. Okay, this is the way. This is when we have some fraction. Here we do is write it as a when we have some percent value, we are going to convert it into fraction. As example, here you can see 78%. Then first thing, we are going to divide it by 100. We forget about this percent mark and take the number, then divide it by 100. Then we have the fraction. Then we can simplify it. As example here, we have this 78%. Then we forget about this fraction, percent mark. Then we write the number, then divided by 100. Then we can simplify it. When we simplify it, it is both we can divide it by 2. Then answer is 39 over 50. Like this. Is that clear? Then here first we forget about the percent, then we can write it as a 12.1. Then here divide by 100. Then what's the simplest form here? How can we keep it? Decimal sign කළා මේක තියෙනවා මොකක්ද answer එක? Can you say?
0.121.
Yeah, it's with the decimals. I'm trying to keep this as without decimals as a fraction. Here we write percent as fractions. Okay. Can අපි මේක fraction එකක් විදිහට තියනවා. Then decimal place ගැන හිතන්න එපා. Decimal place අයින් කළා fraction එකක් විදිහට තියන්නකෝ. උත්තර මොකක්ද answer එක?
121 over
121 over 1000. You have to both multiply by 10. Both the numerator and denominator have to multiply by 10. Okay, this is the simplest fraction form. Again, fraction එක සාමාන්‍ය decimal places තියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? එතකොට fraction එකක් වෙනවා අපි decimal places fraction form එකේ තියෙන decimal places අයින් කරලා තියන්න ඕන. මේවා හරිද? Then what's the answer for this? We need to keep this as a fraction. Then first we forget about the percent value and it divided by 100. Then what? This is equal to what? 66. This one we can write as some improper fraction. When we do, what's the answer?
200 200 divided by 3.
266 into 3 plus 2, yes, 200 divided by 3. Then below that we have 100. Actually, this is 100 over 1, like this. Okay. Then this is equal to what? We can, this is like 200 over 3 divided by 100 over 1. Then, as we did last time, we can write this as a multiplication by taking the reciprocal of this. Okay. Then what's the answer?
2 divided
2 divided by 3. Okay. This is the answer. Then this one also we can do simple. This one also same pattern you can follow. I'll keep you these two as some homework. The same thing you can do. It is, first thing is forget about the percent mark, then divide it by 100. Then simplify it as much as possible. Once you get the answer के decimal places තියෙන බෑ. මේ විදියට fraction එකක් විදියට තියෙනවා. හරිද? මොකද අපි මෙතන කරේ right present as a fraction. ඒතර percentage එක රිතිරිච් එක අපි භාග සංඛ්‍යාව fraction එකක් විදියට convert කරපු එක තමයි මෙතන කරේ. Then let's write percent as a decimal. Okay. එතන අපි ගන්නේ percent as a decimal. ඒතකොට අර කෙනෙක් ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ දශම ස්ථාන වලින් තමයි අපි මේක ලියන්න යන්නේ percentage දෙක තියෙන එක. හරි. ඒතකොට first thing we have to do here is we have to convert that percent value as a fraction, then do some further calculation and get the decimal value. Okay. To write a percent as a decimal, drop percent symbol and divide the given number by 100 by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. Okay, this is the way. First thing is you have to forget the percent mark and divide it by 100. Then you can get the answer by we know when we divide the number by 100, to get the answer we can take 2 decimal places to the left. එතකොට අපි මේක 100 බෙදනවා කියන්නේ ඉස්සෙම decimal places දෙකක් වම් පැත්තට යන එකනේ. Okay, you will see this example. As example here we have 14%. Then as we did previously, what we do first, we forget about the percent mark and keep the 100 below this fraction bar. Then we have 14 over 100. Then 14 over 100 means 0.14 over 100 mean, but we keep 2 decimal places left in the numerator. That means we keep the 14 here and divided by 100 means we can keep 2 decimal places in the numerator like this, and this is the answer. දහයෙන් බෙදනවා කියන්නේ එක decimal places එක වම් පැත්තට යවනවා. 100න් බෙදනවා කියන්නේ decimal places දෙකක් වම් පැත්තට යවනවා. 10න් බෙදනවා කියන්නේ decimal places තුනක් වම් පැත්තට යවනවා. ඒ වගේනේ. ඒකට මේක මතක තියාගන්න පුළුවන් ලේසියෙන් 100න් බෙදනවා කියන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම decimal places දෙකක් තියෙන එක තමයි උඩ තියවිච්ච numerator එක. Okay, here we have 16.43% as a decimal. Can you try? It is 16.43 divided by 100. When we forget about this, when we convert this percent value to fraction, then divide by 100. Then to make it as a decimal, we keep another 2 decimal place to the numerator. Then this is equal what? 0.1643. This is the answer. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Then can you say answer for this? When you practice this, you can tell the answer by looking at this. Very lazy. Make dia bala claim answer cannot පුළුවන්. What's the answer for this?
0.0206.
Answer for this
0.02.
06. Okay, this is the answer. That means simply you can forget this percent and keep two decimal places to this value, isn't it? Then for this one, what's the answer?
3.1.
3.1. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒතර මේකේ කෙලින්ම decimal places දෙකක් වම් පැත්තට අරගෙන තියෙන එක තමයි answer. This one answer
0.00.
okay, like this. පැහැදිලි නේද? Then the other way, අනිත් පැත්තට. The writing decimals as percent. When we have percent decimal value, is asking to convert into percent value. Write decimal as a percent, multiply the decimal by 100 by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, and then insert a percent symbol. As example here you can see we have some decimal value 0.291. Then what we do here, we move the decimal place by 2 places to the right. දකුණු පැත්තට decimal places දෙකක් යවනවා. යවලා percent mark එක තියෙනවා. Is that clear? Here 0.291. Then we move the decimal place by 2. When we do so, we have 29.1, and we keep the percent mark. Then we have 29.1 as the answer. 29.1% as the answer. පැහැදිලි නේද? Okay, then write fractions as percents. To write fractions as percent, first we have to convert it to decimal form, then make it percent value. Okay. First thing is write the fraction as a decimal by dividing its numerator by its denominator. Then multiply the decimal by 100 by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, and then insert percent symbol. Okay, let's see this example. Then we have to convert this fraction into percent value. Then first thing we need to do is we have to convert this 3/5 to decimal number. What's the answer for this when we convert it to decimal?
06.
0.6 is equal to 0.6. Okay. Then as it's a percent value of 0.6, equal to, we move the decimal place by 2. Decimal place uh, 2 decimal place දෙකක් අපි දකුණු පැත්තට යවනවා. When we do so, we have 60. Then keep the percent mark. පැහැදිලි නේද? Then what's the answer for this? 13 divided by 4. What's the answer?
0.25.
3.25. Then as a percent, when we have to move the decimal place by 2. Then we have what? 325. Then we have to keep the percent mark. Percent mark kan kemarin දාන්න වෙනවා. Then these are same. Simply say this 1304 equal 3.25 equal 325%. මේ තුනම සමානයි. හරිද? පැහැදිලි නේද මම කියන්නේ? Is that clear to you all? මේ තුනම සමානයි. මේ හැම එකකින්ම කියන්නේ එකම idea එක. 1304 කිව්වත් එන්නේ එකම idea එක. 3.25 කිව්වත් එකම idea එක. 325% කිව්වත් එකම idea එක තමයි එන්නේ. Then what's the answer for this? 5/6.
83.3 bar.
83.
83.3 bar.
When we divide 5 by 6, we have 0.83. 8333, isn't it? එහෙම නේද එන්නේ? 33 නේද එන්නේ? දිගටම 3 නේද එන්නේ? Then you can keep a bar like this. Then we can keep 2 decimal places to the right. That means 83.3 bar. Okay. Then keep the percent. පැහැදිලිද ඒක? up with it. එතකොට මෙතන 83 bar වල percent එක නෙමෙයි. අපි දන්නවා මෙතන 83 මේක සමානයි අමනේ. එතකොට 80 first we can write it as 83.3 bar. Then we keep the percent mark. පැහැදිලි නේද? පැහැදිලි නේද අපුදී?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others, anyone can ask if it is unclear. Okay, because I can't see your faces and your facial expressions. I don't know whether you are getting the things or not. Sometimes these are very simple posts, but some of you can have some questions, even though it is very simple. Okay. Then don't hesitate to ask questions. If it is difficult to ask, you can send a message to the chat box. Okay. Only when I do the lecture, ask question only related to the lecture. Okay. Don't ask any unnecessary questions. Lecture එකට අදාළ questions විතරක් අහන්න lecture එක වෙලාවට. වෙන questions තියෙනවා lecture එක ඉවරුනයින් පස්සේ අහන්න. Okay. Then these are some commonly used fraction and decimals. Commonly used mean mostly used in may values අපි නිතර use වෙනවා. Then it is okay to remember these මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ මේක දිගටම කරගෙන යනකොට මේ වගේ numbers මතක හිටිනවා. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ නිතර use වෙන percent value, decimal value, fraction value තමයි මම මෙතන මේ දාලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ ටික කෙලින්ම මතක තියෙන තරමට හොඳයි. ඒකට අපිට කෙලින්ම solve කර ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. කෙලින්ම use කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ numbers. Okay, that's about percent. Then we go to the ratios and proportions. Okay, read the slide. Okay, ratios and proportions. What's that mean? Ratio mean? Ratios are often used to describe important relationship between two quantities. When we have two quantities, that means අනුපාතයක් වගේ කියන්නේ single word is I don't know exact what ratio mean. අනුපාතයක් වගේ කියන්නේ මේකට ප්‍රකට මේක කොච්චර වෙනසක් තියෙනවද කියන එක වගේ. Okay, as example here you can see in this first picture, to prepare fuel for an outboard marine engine, gasoline must be mixed with oil in the ratio of 50 to 1. It says for that gasoline engine, we use gasoline as the fuel, but we have to keep some oil, some lubricant oil, 50 to 1 ratio. කියන්නේ මේ කියන්නේ මේ gasoline මේ engine එකට අපි gasoline කියන්නේ petrol use කරනකොට petrol එක petrol liter 50ක් දැම්මොත් 1 ලීටරයක් දානවා oil. I think you are familiar with these three wheelers. Some three wheelers use that lubricant oil. T2 kildan and some smaller machines like bush cutter machines, තනකොළ කපන machine වලට අපි දානවානේ petrol එක මේ lubricant එක දානවා mix කරලා එතකොට එක ratio එකකට දානවා like this 25 to 1 different ratios. Okay, that's the example. Then here To make 14 karat jewelry, gold is combined with other metals in the ratio of 40 to 10. Here it says to make 14 karat jewels, we keep 14 to 10 ratio. 14 is gold, 10 is other metals. 24 carats mean what? 24 carats mean 100% gold. Then no other metals. Then 20, it is 24 to 0 ratio, like a ratio. Cat 24 රත්තරන් කියන්නේ 100ක් රත්තරන්. එතකොට ඒකේ අනිත් මෙටල් එක රේෂියෝ එක 24 to 0. දැන් මෙතන කියන්නේ 14 to 10. ඒ කියන්නේ 14ක් රත්තරන් 10ක් other metals. Then the ratios we can use to use in drawings. So some figures and some other reasons like this. In this drawing, the eye to nose distance and the nose to chin distance are drawn using a ratio of 2 to 3. So මේ drawing එකේ කනේ දිගයි කනේ ඉඳලා නිකට දිගයි ඒ ratio එකට තමයි ඇදලා තියෙන්නේ. Like this, we can use these ratios in some engineering drawings as well. Then here what I want to simply give you the idea about ratio. The ratio we use to indicate relationship between two quantities. In press to write the ratios as fractions. Write ratios as fractions. Ratios give us a way to compare two numbers or two quantities measured in the same units. Ratio give us way to compare two numbers or two quantities measured in same unit. Again, same unit numbers take up or two quantities compare. Then there are three ways to write a ratio. ක්‍රම තුනක් තියෙනවා ratio එකක් write ලියන විදිය සහ කියන විදිය. Then here you can see 50/1 as a fraction. Then here 14 to 10 and 2 and this colon mark, 2 dots, 2 to 3, like that. Okay. Then first one as a fraction, 50/1 is read as the ratio of 50 to 1. Here it is 50 to 1. Then here 14 to 10 is read as the ratio of 14 to 10. We keep the word, the ratio of at first, ratio of 50 to 1. Here ratio of 14 to 10. Then 2:3 is read as the ratio of 2 to 3. Here it is the fraction bar separates the number being compared. Here this 2 is the TO. 2 word is the separate the number being compared. Here this colon is separate the number being compared. Is that clear? This one we call the ratio of 50 to 1. Here the ratio of 14 to 10. Here the ratio of 2 to 3. ඒ විදිහට තමයි මේක කියන්නේ මේ ratio එක. මේ විදිහට තියෙනකොට ratio එක. මේක fraction එකක් විදිහට තිබ්බත් ඒක ratio එකක් විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ විදිහට ලියලා තිබ්බත් ratio එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ විදිහට තිබ්බත් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ගොඩක්ම use වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. හරිද? column එකක් විදිහට. ගොඩක්ම යූස් වෙන්නේ මේ කොලනයක් විදිහට අපි ලිව්වොත් ඒක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි හිතන්නේ මේක රේෂියෝ එක මේ අනුපාතයක් විදිහට. හරිද? පැහැදිලි නේද? Is that clear to you? Is that clear to you? පැහැදිලි නේද?
Yes, sir.
Then in other way, we can write ratios as a fraction. To write ratio as a fraction, write the first number O quantity mentioned as the numerator and the second number or quantity mentioned as the denominator, then simplify the fraction if possible. Here what it says, convert a ratio as a fraction. The ratio එකක් තියෙනවා ඒක fraction එකක් විදිහට ලියන්න නම් අපි මොකද්ද කරන්න මෙතන ඉස්සෙල්ලම write the first number. මුලින් ලියන first number or quantity mentioned in the ratio එකේ ratio එකේ තිබිච්ච first number එක අපි place කරනවා numerator එකට. Then the second number we place to the denominator. This example here 3 to 7. 3 to 7. First number is 3. First number 3 we place it at the numerator. Then second number is 7. We place it to the denominator. Then we can simplify it. Here we can't simplify it further because 3 over 7 is the simplest version of this fraction. Then 10 to 11. First number is 10. We keep it at the numerator. Then 11 is the second number. We place it in the denominator. Then we can't simplify this further. Then we can keep it in that way. මේ විදිහට තමයි අපි ratio එකක් fraction එකක් විදිහට convert කරන්නේ. Okay. Okay, let's convert these okay, let's simplify these ratios involving decimals and mixed numbers. Here, 0.3 0.3 to 1.2. How can we simplify this? First, we can write the simplest version of this fraction. We know this is like a fraction. Then we can convert it to the simplest form. How can we do? We can multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. Then we are getting 3 over 12, and then the simplest form 1 over 4. Then we can write it as this 1 over 4 is a ratio. Then it is equal 1 to 4 and is equal 1 to 4, this 4. These three forms, all these three forms are same. මේක මේ විදිහට ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්, මේ විදිහට ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්, මේ විදිහට ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්. පැහැදිලි නේද? Then this one, first it is better to write this mixed number as a fraction. We know they are improper fractions. Then when we do so, this one 4 by 3, 4 into 3, 12 plus 2, 14. This is equal 14 to this one 706. පැහැදිලිද? තේරුණාද කාට? පැහැදිලිද මේක? මම මේක මේ mix number එකක් තිබිච්ච එක මේ විදිහට improper fractions විදිහට ලියාගත්තා. Okay. Then we know this is equal to what? You know, this is 14 divided by 3, 7 divided by 6, and we know this is equal 14 divided by 3 to 7 divided by 6, and it is equal, we can write this division as a multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second part. Then the answer is what? This is 2, here 2, then answer is 4. Isn't it? Answer is 4. Then we know this 4 equal what? 4 over 1. Then this is equal 4 to 1 or 4 to 1. Is that clear to you? Is that clear to you?
Yes,
This is,
sir.
this is how I convert that some simplest version. මම මේක simplify කරා. මෙතන අපි තිබ්බේ මේ mix number එකක් විදිහට. Then I convert it into some simplest form. Then can you try this and tell me the answer?
3 to 1.
3 to 1. Okay, let's see.
3.
Okay, I'll do it quickly. Then this is 10, 3 to 10 over 9. Yes, it is 3 to 1. This is the answer. Is that clear to everyone? Okay. Let's move. Then it rates as fraction. What's the rate? Rate mean when we compare two quantities that have different units. Then so far, basically අපි කතා කරේ same units. දෙකක් අතර ratios. But when we encounter and unit වෙනස් units තියෙනකොට then we call the comparison rate, and we can write as a fraction. What's the meaning of unit? Units can මොනවද? Single word is ekaka. Units. Are you familiar with units? මොනවද උදාහරණ units වලට? Can you say? Can you say me some few units? Units comes with dimensions. You can මොනවාරි measure කරනකොට අපිට units ඕන වෙනවා. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි when we go with weights bar ගන්නකොට අපිට මොනවද units? We have kilograms, grams, pounds. They are units. Then for the length, we have units: meter, centimeter, inches. They are the units. Then for the temperature, we use Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin. They are the units. Okay. Then here we use we can write rates when we have to compare two quantities that have different units. As example, here you can see this. One is cut, then fraction bar, we have 200 square feet. What's that mean? One part below the line, fraction line, 200 square feet. What's this mean? One part mean? Part mean 1/4 of a gallon, some unit. Okay. Okay. Forget about this. Let's say 1 liter per 200 square feet. මේක අපි එච්චර පුරුදු යුනිට් එකක් නෙවෙයි. එතන මොකක්ද මේකේ තේරුම? What's this mean? මේක idea එක මොකක්ද? අපි එහෙම ලියුවන් පස්සේ මේකේ idea එක මොකක්ද? 1 liter below the fraction bar 200 square feet. What's this mean? මේක එහෙම ලියුවන් පස්සේ මේකේ තේරුම මොකක්ද? අපි කොහොමද මේකේ තේරුම ගන්න? That mean what? කියන්නේ 1 ලීටර් එකක්
වර්ගඩි 200.
වර්ගඩ 200කට. ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්නකෝ අපි තින්ත ගන්නවා කියලා. එතකොට අපි කියනවා මේ තින්ත එක යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන් වර්ගඩ 200කට විතරයි මේ ලීටර් එකක්. ඒතර මේ ලීටර් එකක් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් වර්ගඩ 200ක විතරයි. ඒ වගේ idea එකක්. Then it can write as a ratio. Then you can see with this ratio, with these two units, when we write it like this, we have to keep the units as well. අපි මේක ලියද්දී අපිට units තියන්නත් වෙනවා. දැන් මේකේ ratio එක 1/200 නේ. එතකොට 1 to 200 වගේනේ. then අපි මේක 1 to 200 ලියුවන් පස්සේ අපි මුකුත් කිසිම idea එකක් නැහැ නේ. එතකොට අපි අර units ටික තියන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට liter per square feet කියන එක ලියන්න වෙනවා. මේ විදිහට. හරිද? Is that clear to you? නැත්නම් මේකේ mean එකක් නැහැ. නිකන් 1 over 200 විතරක් ලිව්වොත් ඒකේ mean එකක් නැහැ. මේක මොකටද කිව්වේ කියලා. මොකද මේක දත් කියලා දැනගන්න අපි අර units එකක් ලියන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට 1 over 200 අපි ලියන්න වෙන්නේ 1 liter per 200 square feet. නැත්නම් මේකේ idea එකක් නැහැ. එතකොට 2 units දෙකක් කෙනකොට අපිට ඒ විදිහට තමයි ලියන්න වෙන්නේ. Then here we have some few other examples as well. Here you can see 16 computers for 75 students. What's that mean? Computer 16ක් තියෙනවා student ලා 75කට. Then 16 to 25, the ratio between computers and students. මේක 16 25 කොට අපිට අයිඩියා එකක් නැහැ. ඒතකොට මේ වගේ අපි මේක ratio එක ලියන්න වෙනවා මේ විදිහට. Then 1550 feet in 4.5 seconds. කියන්නේ අඩි 1550ක් තත්පර 4.5ක් ඇතුළත. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි දන්නව මොකක් හරි ලොකු දෙයක් ස්පීඩ් එක යනවා කියලා මොකක් හරි වැටෙනවා කියලා හිතනවා. උල්කාපාතයක් කරනවා කියන අතර උල්කාපාතේ අඩි 1550ක් යනවා තත්පර 4.5 මොකක් හයි ස්පීඩ් යන දෙයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Then 88 tomatoes from 3 plants. That also some form of ratio. Then 250 miles on 2 gallons of gasoline. That means 70ක්ම 250ක් පෙට්‍රල් ගලන් දෙකකින්. ඒ වගේ. That is efficacy about a vehicle. Then writing a rate as a fraction. To write rate as a fraction, write the first quantity mentioned as the numerator and the second quantity mentioned as the denominator, and then simplify. If possible, write the units as part of the fraction. Okay, that's what I said. Once we write the rate as a fraction, we have to keep the units as well. As example, here you can see the fastest growing flower plant on record grew 12 feet in 14 days. Write the ratio of growth as a fraction in simplest form. How can it write it? Here it says, write the first quantity mentioned as the numerator. Here, first quantity is 12 feet. 12 feet in 14 days. How many clear? 12 feet in 14 days. That means over 14, that ratio we have, then this is equal 6 over 7. Then when you solve this, what's the answer for this? 6 over 7? 6 over 7? Can you tell me? As a decimal form? මේක බෙදුවෙන් පස්සේ කීයද decimal කීයද? Can you tell me the answer? What's the answer when we divide 6 by 7? The decimal number?
0.857142857.
85.
71.
Okay, let's take 857. Is that correct? හරි නේද?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let's take 3 decimal places. Then we can dislike 1. 85701. Then we can write it 0.857 feet per day. එතකොට අපිට එනවා මෙතන එක දවසකට growth rate එක ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන අපි කියන්නේ ගහක් හැදෙන එකක් කියන්නේ. එතකොට මේ flowering plant මේ කියන ගහ හැදෙනවලු මේ කියපු විදිහට අඩි 12ක් උස යනවා දවස් 14කට. සති දෙකකට අඩි 12ක් උස යනවා. එතකොට මම මෙතන කරලා තියෙන එක දවසකට උස යන ප්‍රමාණය ගත්ත මෙතන ඩිනොමිනේටර් එකට එක අරගෙන. එතකොට මේ ඩිනොමිනේටර් එකට එක ගත්තගෙන එතන එක දවසක් වෙනවනේ. එක දවසකට හැදෙන්නේ මෙච්චරයි. එතකොට we can write it as 0.857 feet per day. එක දවසකට මෙච්චරයි. Okay. That's the decimal form. Then as a fraction form, we can write it is 6.7 feet per day. Sorry. Both are same. This is from the decimal form. This is from the fraction form. හැබැයි මේක මේ විදිහට කිව්වොත් තමයි අපි ඔළුවට යන්නේ හරියටම මේක මෙච්චර ගණක් හැදෙනවා කියලා. මෙතන භාගයක් විදිහට කිව්වම මෙච්චර ඔළුවට යනවා අඩුයි වගේ. හරිද? පැහැදිලි වෙනවද කියන එක? පැහැදිලිද? Any questions? Any doubtful things? Okay, here we have a unit rate. That's what I explained in the previous slide. Still the slide is Q make unit rate that can be when we keep the denominator is 1. The unit rate is a rate in which the denominator is 1. As example, 354-mile trip in 6 hours. As example, it says 7354ක් යනවා පැය 6කින්. Then we can calculate the speed. Then first we can write it as a ratio, that is 344 in 6 hours. That ratio is 355 to 6. Okay. Then when we simplify it, it is 59/1. Okay. That means 59 miles per within 1 hour. පැහැදිලි නේද? එතකොට මෙතන 354ක් ගිහින් තියන්නේ පැය 6කින්. එතකොට එක පැයකට යන්න පුළුවන් 59ක්. Then the idea of this is 59 miles per hour. ඒ කියන්නේ එක පැයකට හැතැම්ම 59ක්. Then we can write these as this form, 59 miles per hour. Then here, then the 59 miles below the fraction bar hour. Then we can write it like this as well: 59 miles slash hour, or 59 mph, miles per hour. This is the usual unit we use to indicate that speed. පැහැදිලි නේද? එතකොට අපිට මුලින් තිබුණේ 374ක් යනවා පැය 6කට. අපි එතකොට එකකින් ස්පීඩ් එක අරගෙන මේ විදිහට ලිව්වා. පැහැදිලි නේද? Is that clear to you? එතකොට මේක අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේ විදිහ හතරටම කියන්න පුළුවන් ඕලා සේ. පැහැදිලිද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's talk about proportions. So far we talk about ratios. Then let's talk about proportions. What's the proportion? Proportion means simply the අනුපාතය. සිංහල වර්ඩ් එක අනුපාතය කියන්නේ ratio කියන්නේ ඒකම වගේ තමයි. අපේ පොඩි difference එකක් තියෙනවා. හරිද? A proportion is a statement that two ratios are equal. Some example of proportions are here. Proportion එක කියන්නේ ඒ අනුපාත දෙක සමාන නම් ඒක ratio දෙක සමාන නම් ඒකට කියනවා අපි proportion එකක් කියලා. හරිද? As example here you can see 1/2. 1/2 equal 3/7. Then we can read it as 1/2 as 1:2 as 3:6. Again, 1/2 is equal to 3/6. කියන්නේ මේ ratio එකයි මේකයි සමානයිනේ. කියන්නේ 1:2 කියන එක සමානයි 3:6ක් කියන එක. Okay, is that clear? පැහැදිලි නේද? 1:2 ratio is equal to 3:6. Then here 3 waiters to 7 tables. Waiters of දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා table 7කට. That is equal to 9 waiters to 21 tables. These are proportions. That means when we have two ratios are equal, again 7 3 කිව්වත් එකයි 22 9 කිව්වත් එකයි, then but quantity wise it is different, but we can say these as proportions. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒතර මේ ratio එකයි මේ ratio එක සමානයි. by quantity values වෙනස්. Then we call them as proportions. Then 22:6 as 11:3. How can we write it? 22:6. That means 22 to 6. That is equal 11/3. We can write it like this. These are portions. Then another one, 1000 administrators is to 8,000 teachers. That is equal 1:8. 1000 admins to 8,000 teachers. That is equal 1:8 ratio. That means for one admin there are 8 teachers. These are proportions. Okay. Okay, this is what I have planned today. Any questions? Anything to clarify? So far we did. These are some basic things so far we discussed. Then next class, in next class, I'm going to talk about algebra. Okay, a little bit advanced thing than this. Intermediate advanced copy. Next class kita කරනවා algebra. I'm starting with algebra. The next section. අපි මෙච්චර කළ අතරේ ගොඩක් basic දේවල්. But it's better to clarify things and clear the things. මේ ගොඩක් කරපු දේවල් දන්න දේවල් වගේනේ. හැබැයි අර පොඩි අපහසුතාවක් දෙමුණා වාට ක්ලියර් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Is there anything to ask? ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? To clarify or anything? Lecture or lecture අදාළ හරිය නැති හරි contact වෙනකන් හම්බෙන්න. We have time. Yes, records. I'll prepare some classroom, Google Classroom, and share the link. Add you all to this classroom because I have to give you some take-home assignments as well. Then probably this week I'll upload it. Then you can use that classroom to do all the things. Someone answer, when do we start our physical lectures? Is there any fixed? I'm not aware about that one. Once I get the message, I'll let you know. So far, there is no plan. I think most probably this foundation course will be online these 3 months. Okay. I don't know exactly. As far as I know, this foundation course will be online. Then after that, you will have physical classes. Don't know exactly, but most probably it will be that way. And my foundation course ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දිගටම online යයි. පස්සේ සමහරට ඊට පස්සේ physical වෙන්න පුළුවන්. 100%ක් කියන්න බෑ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒ වගේ වෙයි. හරිද? Okay, one answer about the PDF. As usual, I'll share it with you. Once I prepare the Google Classroom, I'll upload things to that classroom. If there are exam, yes, there will be exam. Someone asked about exam. At the end, there will be exam, and you will have some take-home assignments as well. Take-home assignment mean ගෙදරින් ඉඳන් කරලා upload කරන්න online upload කරන්න වෙයි. For me, මේ class එකට මම දෙනවා ඔයාලට questions ටිකක් දෙනවා. ඒකට ඔයාලා questions ටිකට answer කරලා upload කරනවා. මම දවස් දෙකක් ඒ වගේ දවස් කීපයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකට deadline එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉවර වෙන time එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ time එකට ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔයාලා කරලා ඒක upload කරනවා. Self assessment, I'll share it, not today, maybe tomorrow. I'll send it to you. And I'll some deadline as well. Deadline mean without ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරන්න ඕන. If it is online submission, there will be a link to submit your online work. Then Once the deadline pass, the link will be closed. මම link එකක් හදලා ඔයාලට තුනින් පස්සේ මේක submit කරන්න කියලා time එකක් දීලා. එතකොට ඒ time එකකින් පස්සේ link එක නැහැ. හරිද? link එක close වෙනවා. link එක close වෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔයාලා ඒක submit කරන්න ඕන. That's the way. Okay. Should we buy laptop to work for campus? Yes, you have to use computer because you have to do many things like there will be coursework. That means once you do the practical, you have to do some submission and some other submissions as well. Then you have to use the computers. Then you have to have it. Otherwise, it is difficult because I think we don't have much computer facilities in the university for all of you. Part of use computers, labs, facilities. අඩුයි තිබ්බත් ඔයාලට රෑට වගේ යූස් කරන්න අමාරුනේ. ඒකට කම්පියුටර් එකක් තියෙන එක තමයි හොඳ. ඒකද ගොඩක් වැඩ තියෙනවනේ. සබ්මිෂන් ගොඩක් එනවනේ. එතකොට ඒවා ඔයාලට කම්පියුටර්ස් එක තමයි හදන්න වෙන්නේ. And some other softwares also you have to use for engineering technology student. There are softwares like AutoCAD and SolidWorks, like that you have to use in this period we have a computer. So software use කරන්න තියෙනවා නේද? And mechatronic student you have some programming as well. Anything?
Recording stopped.
The next class will be Thursday morning 8:30 for my class, basic mathematics. Then other classes we can find the time using timetable. If there's any change, we will let you know. Me or other lecturers will let you know. Timetable එක පිට යනවා නම් ඔයාලට ඒක කියනවා හරිද? නැත්නම් ඔයාලා timetable එකේ තියෙන time එක follow කරන්න. Anything to ask? Manufacturing students, there's a message. We are going to take some meeting with you, probably tomorrow evening, maybe around 8 p.m. Only for the manufacturing student. Manufacturing unit is right. Manufacturing and අපි පොඩි meeting එකක් ගන්නවා ඒ staff members වත් එක්ක හිට ගොඩක් රැයටට වගේ හරිද? I'll let you know the time. We are taking it at night because for that meeting there will be B2 student as well. Manufacturing B2 at අවශ්‍ය ගන්න තිබ්බ මේ manufacturing අයිට විතර හරිද? mechatronic engineering management අයිට නෙමෙයි. I'll let you know the time, exact time and the link. It will be online, okay? I'll send you some Zoom link to the WhatsApp group. And During that meeting, we need to nominate some batch representative for manufacturing districts. Someone asked about laptop loans. I don't know it exactly. මේක ගැන හයිටම දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. To get that university laptop was පුළුවන් වෙයි. මම දැන් ඔයාලට university ID එක ඕනේ වැඩි කරගන්න. මම දන්නේ නැහැ කරන දෙන්න තැන් දන්නෙත් නැහැ. කරන විදිය නම් මම හිතන්නේ university ID එක ඕනේ. Okay. There's no questions. You can leave now. Thank you for coming. Next Thursday morning, I'll start a new section.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very much.
Thank you, sir.
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 Sir. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.